microphone to Harry again, and yet again, Meghan goes to take it. He holds it back and even laughs and says no, and then continues once, but twice. And it was all over the organisers not wanting her to have the microphone.
Right now, lots of speculation about what is going on with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after she decided to call in sick to a major Kevin Costner charity event on Friday night after that damning Hollywood Reporter takedown described her as a dictator in high.
Everyone's talking about the headlines, the outfits, the smiles, but nobody is talking about the mic. That tiny microphone said more about Harry, Meghan's relationship than any royal expert or palace press release ever could.
Quite a shock that Meghan wasn't at the Kevin Costner event, wasn't it? It's for first responders, it's a charity thing. There were lots of A-listers there like Jeff Bridges and Rob Lowe and Pink, and you'll remember
Meghan wasn't supposed to be on that stage. That much was clear, but she was stepping in as if the spotlight was her birthright. Wrinkled outfit, forced smile. And all, she was trying to claim a moment that had never been hers. To take
a damning investigation by the Hollywood Reporter.
Wow, there's lots to unpack with this. There's lots of theories obviously going around. I personally, with Meghan, we know that she's excited.
The audience noticed cameras caught it, and Harry, he barely reacted. Normally, he would have been by her side passing her, the mic giving her space to shine. Now, this time, he stayed focused, holding on to the moment for himself, leaving Meghan in a strange limbo spotlight where she didn't quite belong.
Came on stage, and I think it was Harry was meant to give a speech because one of the female organisers walked over to Harry.
It was awkward. So awkward, people in the crowd didn't know whether to cheer or look away. The usual charm that surrounds them vanished, replaced by a kind of silent confusion. Meghan's attempt to insert herself into the event failed, and it showed. She wasn't commanding attention. She was standing out for all the wrong reasons.
Gestured like he does to give it to Meghan. And Meghan reached for it, and the lady quickly changed her mind, took the microphone away, and pretended that she...
And yet nobody stopped her. The organizers didn't intervene. Security didn't step in. It was as if the world collectively shrugged, letting the tension unfold naturally. Her forced presence disrupted the energy, creating a moment that was uncomfortable, raw, and painfully public. What's striking is how subtle it was. No shouting, dramatic gestures, just a misalignment of expectations, a clash of egos, and a stage that suddenly felt too small. Both of them, that unplanned appearance, said everything about the dynamic at play, and yet it went mostly unnoticed by the press.
Walking in the distance. And then not long after that humiliation, obviously this is on the stage, everybody's there watching it, the other organizer, a gentleman.
The moment Meghan stepped onto the stage, something changed. Not in a romantic Queen has arrived way. No, it was subtle, more uncomfortable. The atmosphere shifted, and you could feel it. Even from the back row, Harry, usually warm and attentive, suddenly stiffened. The easy charm that normally surrounds him vanished. That small smile he gives in public, gone. He kept the mic close, speaking, holding the moment for himself, while Meghan tried to find a place in it. A place that wasn't meant for her.
A damning article has come out from the Hollywood Reporter with reportedly 12 people willing and waiting to back it up. So they've made sure that they have
Her attempts to engage felt forced. She smiled. She moved forward. She tried to capture the audience's attention, but it didn't work. The crowd didn't respond the way it usually does. Cameras rolled, but the magic wasn't there. Instead, there was tension, awkward pauses, the subtle hum of confusion. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud, but it was undeniable.
And that she decided not to do that.
Yes, there certainly seems to be, I would say, trouble ahead, I think, for the couple.
It was a shift that spoke volumes about their relationship. And yet most people missed it. Harry's body language said one thing: control, restraint, frustration. Meghan's actions said another desire, insistence, and maybe hint of desperation. The energy wasn't in their words. It was in their presence, or lack of it.
Together, they seem to be doing more and more things completely separate of each other. But I've noticed a real shift. It seems that Harry is the one being elevated. It's Harry being asked to go to events and not Meghan. She is still...
That day, the spotlight didn't shine on the couple. It shone unevenly, highlighting cracks that no staged appearance could hide. The energy on stage told the story that the press refused to report. Two people, once perfectly in sync, suddenly out of rhythm. And that dissonance, it left everyone watching, even if they didn't quite know why, speechless.
Harry's almost being elevated and Meghan is being pushed into the background. Now, I can't see her taking that...
While all the tension was playing out on stage, a smaller, quieter detail almost went unnoticed. Ukraine. Yes, government of Ukraine addressed Harry, His Royal Highness, in official correspondence. Think about that for a moment. The same title that was supposedly stripped from him. The same status the palace claimed he no longer held. Yet here it was recognized on an official level. No correction, no push back, no public statement, just acceptance, and that silence deafening.
Of her Hollywood career, because as you say, yes, we believe she is still represented by WME, but for how much longer? Because she didn't show up to the Emmy party that they hosted, and that's a really significant moment in the...
It wasn't an accident. Protocols aren't random. In politics and diplomacy, every word, every title, every gesture matters. That quiet nod from Ukraine said more about Harry's lingering royal ties than any flashy headline ever could. It hinted at a complicated truth. He may have stepped away from royal life, but he hasn't completely left it behind.
Reporter thing very seriously, but I think she is, and I will come to that momentarily. But first, it wasn't a particularly good night, I have to say, for Harry either at the...
Meanwhile, back on the stage, Meghan struggled to assert herself. The mic, the crowd, the awkward pauses, they all played out in stark contrast to the invisible power still attached to Harry's name. One hand controlled the spotlight, the other remained tethered to the weight of centuries-old tradition.
It was an awkward moment where he was mistaken for Prince William. Now, this was by the wife of Richard Marx, who ended up tagging the...
The juice was striking. On one side, the very human drama of a couple misaligned in front of the world. On the other, the unspoken reminder that Harry, even as he tries to carve out his own path, is still entangled in royal obligations and expectations, and that's the subtlety most people miss. The stage drama is loud, visible, and sensational, but the quiet, enduring influence protocol, that is the hand that continues to shape every move Harry makes, whether he realizes it or not.
Sums up just how far Harry has fallen. He now has to hang around backstage waiting for no-mark pop stars to shake their hand, even though they're not introduced, and desperately be called Prince.
Interview 14, 8:39. 8:41. Harry is caught in a tug-of-war between two realities. One foot in California, the sunny life he's tried to build, the podcasts, the polo, the freedom to live without cameras shadowing every move. The other foot still firmly rooted in centuries of royal expectation, protocol, and invisible obligations cannot fully escape.
He left the royal family. He just wanted to be known as Harry, didn't he? He just wanted to be Jack the lad. But back is that princely title, even though he hates everything to do.
Every gesture, every decision, every public appearance is a careful negotiation. The way he travels, people around him, the events he attends, all subtle reminders that he's never fully out. Palace aides, friends, or private staff accompany him on trips. Official titles are still recognized, small, almost invisible cues, but they speak louder than words.
Miller, who was actually at the event, posted saying, "I was at Kevin Costner's event last night, actually held at his backyard. I took this photo of Harry without his wife when he was introduced. He did not get
On stage, the tension was palpable. The mic, the pauses, the awkward glances. Wasn't just a performance. It was a reflection of a man divided. One side wants to live freely, unbound by history. The other can't shake the gravitational pull of legacy, duty, and global expectation. It's exhausting to
Watch. Not in a too many flights way.
but in the way someone looks tired, carrying invisible weight. Harry's charm, his energy, his confidence, all seem measured now, restrained. He is a man living in two worlds, neither fully comfortable, neither fully his own.
So certainly their stock has significantly fallen, even locally now.
Oh, it's absolutely plummeted. I think they're at ground zero. I mean, especially Meghan.
And while Meghan pushes to claim space, assert control, and capture attention, Harry navigates the delicate balance between old obligations and new ambitions. The tension isn't loud, but it's undeniable. Anyone paying attention can see it. He is stuck in a limbo that no fairy tale or Hollywood life can truly resolve. Meghan used to command every frame, every lens, conversation. Wherever she went, world watched, captivated by her presence, her style, her smile. She was in control. She owned it. But lately, that charm has started to slip. Meghan, for as we said, multiple reasons why she probably didn't go licking some wounds from last year. It's obvious. The Kevin Costner event was a perfect example. Meghan wasn't scheduled. She wasn't expected. And yet she appeared stepping into a space that wasn't hers, trying to insert herself into a moment already in motion. But the magic wasn't there. The audience didn't respond. Cameras rolled, but no one clapped. The charm offensive that once worked effortlessly now feels forced. Harry, meanwhile, remained focused, seemingly detached from her attempts to take over the spotlight. The dynamic had changed. She was no longer in sync with him. Her presence was awkward, almost desperate, and the contrast between them was painfully visible.
Meghan, for, as we said, multiple reasons why she probably didn't go, licking some wounds from last year. It's
Even off stage, the shift is noticeable. Meghan's carefully curated public image, the polished smile, the poised gestures, they feel more like armor than authenticity. Every appearance, every outfit, every smile seems like a calculated move to reclaim influence, but people notice when the performance falters. It's subtle, but it's happening. The audience is no longer captivated. They're confused. The energy that once surrounded Meghan has dimmed. And while Harry navigates his own complicated path between independence and obligation, Meghan is fighting to stay relevant. The spotlight that used to bend to her will now only illuminate her struggle.
very tired of it all, but he obviously still isn't ready to give up this push for a celebrity stroke royal lifestyle. Otherwise, he wouldn't continue to go.
Not every clash makes headlines with smashed glass or flying objects. Some fights are quieter, subtler, and somehow even more revealing. Meghan's recent behavior on stage was exactly that of quiet tantrum. She stood there, smiling a little too widely, her posture rigid, every gesture carefully measured. It wasn't charm anymore. It was insistence, a demand to be noticed. The audience, the cameras, the people around her, all of them could sense tension. The magic she once wielded effortlessly was gone.
But it is definitely a fall from grace when an 80s icon, Richard Marx, has to be told, oh, this is Prince Harry. So his ego is definitely being hit hard.
When nobody acknowledged her, when the mic stayed firmly in Harry's hands, frustration became visible. It wasn't loud, but it was unmistakable. She lingered, hoping someone would react, hoping for that validation that had always come so easily in the past. When it didn't, she left slowly, deliberately, almost as if she were exiting a stage she wasn't supposed to be on. I think you're giving him far too
much credit at this early stage, Dan.
I think Harry's got many more years before that actually dawns on him. I'm not even sure Harry will ever. Backstage. According to witnesses, that smile melted the moment she was out of view. Her irritation was no longer hidden behind the carefully curated public persona. And Harry once in the car. It's safe to assume conversation turned sharp. This wasn't just a moment of public awkwardness. It was a reflection of a deeper tension, their relationship.
It is. I mean, what's very interesting, Taz, is that the Hollywood Reporter article did give Harry a pass. It was basically like, oh, he's a nice guy, but he enables her.
This quiet tantrum revealed what the headlines want: the cracks in the partnership, the shift in power, and subtle yet unmistakable struggle relevance. Meghan is trying to reclaim control. Harry is holding back, and the world is watching. Mostly unnoticed, mostly ignored, but completely aware of. You're paying attention. The media has always loved Harry and Meghan, but lately it feels more like a game than coverage. Headlines shift from glowing reconciliation stories to dramatic leaks about marital tension seemingly on a whim. It's not journalism, it's bait. Conflict sells, and the world is always watching.
I think you're giving him far too much credit at this early stage, Dan. I think Harry's got many more years before that actually dawns on him. I'm not even sure Harry will ever...
Harry and Meghan are caught in it, willingly or not. Every interview, every public appearance, every smile or misstep is spun, analyzed, repackaged. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace stays silent. No press releases, no clarifications, no public statements. That silence is deliberate. Let drama burn itself out. Let the spectacle exist without interference. And that really is, he and Meghan together have done more in the last 4 or 5 years. To destroy this strategy has consequences. Meghan's charm, once magnetic, is fading. Forced smiles, awkward entrances, and attempts to claim the spotlight now feel calculated rather than effortless. Harry, meanwhile, is no longer the carefree royal everyone once rooted for. He's measured, cautious, and weary, as if carrying the weight of invisible expectations on top of public scrutiny.
In Botswana, he was accused by the chairman of being a bully and misogynist, of being dishonest and all the rest of it. And it did seem as if Harry's reputation had hit the dust. But he
Meghan pushes, but her influence is waning. Harry resists. But he's tethered to a world he can't fully leave behind. And the media. It fuels the illusion that their power and relevance remain intact even as cracks appear for anyone paying attention. This isn't a simple feud or a celebrity rough patch. It's a complicated dance of perception, influence, and survival. The headlines may play along, but the truth is quieter, subtler, and far more revealing than the glossy photos ever could be. The world may see the smiles, but behind the tension is undeniable. Behind all the drama, the awkward moments, the forced smiles, there's a quieter, more painful truth. Harry and Meghan thought they could step away, break free, and build their own world. But reality has a way of sneaking in, and now they're stuck in a fog of contradictions and unmet expectations. Fairy tale gone, spotlight battles in full swing.
all the rest of it, everyone says, oh, is the old Harry back? Well, it's not the old Harry back. It's a new Harry. It's the Harry that wants to have his cake and eat it. He wants to live in California.